69,000 getting loud. Murray lofting it toward the end.
Owen won the count on Kopp. And the first pitch fouled off, or second pitch fouled off.
States.
All right, Cats go to the bullpen. This will be the fifth pitcher for the Cats this afternoon. Jonathan Guardado, a junior out of La Puente, California. And he will face Dakota Duffalo. Or check that, we'll have a pinch hitter now. Carter Booth is going to come on to hit. So Booth to bat. Guardado to the plate. 2 on, 1 out. First pitch, low and away. 4-1. Booth batting .209. 3 homers. Driven in 26. 1-0 pitch to the plate. Taken for a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Jackie hit that ball. And when he swung his bat, the crowd went wild because he knocked that ball a solid mile. Yeah, boy. Yes, yes, Jackie hit that ball. Satchel Paige is mellow, so is Campanella. Newcomb and Dobie too. But it's a natural fact, when Jackie comes to bat, the other team is through. Did you see Jackie Robinson?
Wait a minute. I'm not ready for the show to start. I got stuff everywhere.
Hey, you're not the only one.
What, you're not ready for the show to start?
I'm still getting some final last-minute preps taken care of here.
Oh, all right. Well, welcome to the program, everybody. I'm Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for joining us as we come to you live from the studios of Wildcats Radio 1290 here in Tucson, Arizona. Hope everybody's having a pretty good day. Today's going to be a very interesting program. What are you doing, a namaste?
Yeah, no, it's hoping for a good day.
I didn't really mean that. I just said that. I'm gonna grind out. I'm gonna punch this day in the face. I'm gonna be the best I can possibly be today.
You can be that. You can still be hoping for a good day.
No, I want to win. I don't want just a good day. I want to win today. I want to win the day. Seize the day. Carpe diem. Anyway, just 2 seconds in, you already drug us down your Dragon Ball lair. And I'm just afraid of what we're going to talk about the next hour with you. Anyway, Rich Herrera, the Dragon Ball, standing by on the Dragon Ball camp. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. We come to you from the studios of Wildcats Radio 1290. They're brought to you by Casino del Sol, Soul Sports, Bet Easy, Win Big, Bet Local, Casino del Sol. Coming up today, my allergies are killing me. What? What? Why are you laughing at me?
It's the minute you started hearing the reverberation from your stand, you immediately went to grab exactly where I told you to grab before. So I'm happy that you believe me that that's where the problem stems from.
Yes. Can we just start the show over again?
We can start it over.
No.
Do you want me to play the intro
No,
again?
I don't want you to play the intro again. I actually have a really good show planned for you today. That's why I'm just looking at you as you taking us down this Dragon Ball nonsense of yours to begin the program. We've got a lot to talk about here on the program today. So today is 42 Day, Jackie Robinson Day throughout Major League Baseball. Today's the anniversary of Jackie Robinson, 75th anniversary of Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier in Major League Baseball. So I got a couple special guests to talk about that today. This is going to be on CBS tonight. Jerry Hairston Jr., Dodger broadcaster, does their pre- and post-game show on Sportsnet LA. Third-generation ball player like my buddy Brett Boone. Third generation. His grandfather was Sam Hairston, played in the Negro Leagues for the Birmingham Black Barons. Was the first African-American player for the Chicago White Sox, a pioneer. He was the 11th man to break the color barrier in Major League Baseball. We're going to talk with Jerry coming up here on the program today about his grandfather and what Jackie Robinson Day means to his family. But I also wanted to have a local spin on this as well. So it's today's 42 Day. It's Pioneer Day. Everybody in baseball is wearing number 42 to honor Jackie Robinson, who was the man who smashed the color barrier in Major League Baseball. We have our own pioneer here in Tucson, Arizona, and that was Fred Snowden, who became the first African-American coach in college basketball. Bob Elliott is a man who's known him forever. We had Bob Elliott on Wildcat Wednesday, was about a month and a half ago, and he had so many stories about Fred Snowden. So I thought it'd be appropriate today on Jackie Robinson Day to talk about another pioneer in Fred Snowden. So Bob Elliott is going to make a special appearance on the program coming up at the bottom of the hour to talk about our own pioneer here at the University of Arizona and what Fred Snowden did to help break down barriers throughout college basketball, but throughout the country as well. So that's coming up on the program. USFL. Are you going to watch USFL this weekend?
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to watch a little bit of it. I've never believed that the level of, I don't want to say impressiveness or whatever the case, like
the level of play.
Level of play. I don't want to say the level of play drops that far because
it does.
I happen to like the what was it, the AAFL or whatever it was when it first came.
So
out.
this is blasphemy, but the speed of the game in the Alliance of American Football was faster than that of college football.
Right.
The speed of the USFL and the XFL, if that gets off the ground, will be comparable, if not better, than the speed of college football, of NCAA football. You're wincing. Right. Why?
No, I'm kind of smiling because it's just going through talking about this argument all over again about the XFL, the AFL, the USFL, and everything like that. It just reminds me of the times where I would argue with people that like...
It was the AAF, Alliance of American Football.
Right, that's the AAF. So I remember just getting into arguments with people that I actually kind of enjoyed watching NFL Europe for a period of time when that was still
Why wouldn't
a thing.
you?
I mean, that was decent enough
that was
football.
No. Wait a second. See, that's the thing that everybody messes up.
Right.
What do you mean by decent? What is your benchmark?
That the play doesn't look like it's everybody's got the ball slipping out of their hands and everyone wants to imagine it's like Three Stooges level of quality. No, these are people that are paid professionals to play football, and it's very good still. No matter what the level of play might be.
But you have to have your watermark of what you're comparing it to. So if you're comparing it to the National Football League, it can't hold a candle.
It can't hold a candle, no.
But if you want to compare it to college football, it does.
Yes.
And they're all minor league versions. The NCAA football is a minor league version of the NFL.
Yes, I would agree with that.
The Alliance of American Football is a minor league for the NFL.
Yes.
The USFL will be a minor league for the NFL.
Which going back on the original USFL, that certainly was not what their intent was.
But that's not what this is. So, yeah, the names are the same, but it's different. They realize, USFL tried to force a merger the same way the AFL, which is now the AFC, tried to force a merger with the NFL. This is minor league football. These are guys that are aspiring to get to the National Football League. The original AFL was aspiring to compete head-to-head with the National Football League. They didn't want guys to join the Oakland Raiders and then one day end up with the San Francisco 49ers. They wanted to compete toe-to-toe 49ers. The Dallas Texans of the old AFL wanted to compete head-to-head with the Dallas Cowboys in the National Football League. They were competitors. These are not. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So when you say, what word did you use? You're like, I was struggling with this.
It was the terminology that everyone would say, like, oh, well, it's decent football.
Because they're comparing it to the National Football League. It's not the National Football League.
Yes.
It's professional football, but it's the same way that the Sugar Skulls are guys that aspire to jump up to the next level.
Yes.
It's the same way that the minor league hockey teams, the teams that play in minor league hockey those players aspire to go to the National Hockey League.
Yep.
Guys that are playing minor league baseball aspire to get to the major leagues one day. That's what this is. But there's a special little twist to it because there's the University of Arizona Wildcat, Sean Poindexter, who is going to play and kick off their season actually tomorrow. He's going to join us on the program today. So I've got Bob Elliott coming up on the show today, Wildcat legend, and he's going to talk about Fred Snowden, a Wildcat legend. We're going to have a conversation with Jerry Hairston Jr. from the network because I'm sitting in tonight on CBS Sports Radio, so I'm going to share some of the interviews we'll have tonight on the network. Jerry Hairston Jr., you'll have that conversation talking about his grandfather who played in the Negro Leagues and was a pioneer, one of the first African-Americans to play in Major League Baseball. And then the NBA playoffs get going, and I'm that guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Are you upset that a certain king is not in the playoffs this year?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm that guy that I kind of casually watch the NBA during the season.
Oh,
because the NBA regular season's garbage anyway. Teams don't play defense. Guys don't play every game. They manage their load, their workload.
The managing minutes.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Maybe we should pay you by the minute, not by the game. So if you're not going to play all 82 games because you're taking a day off, or maybe the NBA season's just too stinking long. Which one is it?
Depending on who you ask in the NBA front office, that actually does happen where they'll just fine you for missing a game. Or at least they did initially.
Wait a minute, fine you for missing a game.
So there was
there's only so many guys you can arrest. And I get why you do it, but it just tells you that either A, there's way too many teams in the NBA playoffs because I don't have to hustle through the season. I just got to get to be one of the top four to end up getting one of the top four seeds. That's all I need, which means the NBA regular season is not worth much. They always talk about wanting to shorten the baseball season. I'll give you the first sport that needs to have their season shortened, and that's the National Basketball Association.
Really? You wouldn't say that about hockey?
Did you ever see guys not hustling in hockey and taking days off?
No, as a matter of fact, it's kind of the opposite. You get so many guys that end up on the 10-day injured list and things like that, and it honestly looks like when you get to the playoffs, everybody's a mash unit. You have to go and pull up guys from the minors that are way
nobody cares about hockey.
I know no one cares, but
no one cares.
It's a fun event for me. It's coming up soon, so I'm excited.
The NHL playoffs?
Yeah, Stanley Cup playoffs.
Okay, see, I'm that guy too. I'll casually watch the NHL until the playoffs go, and then maybe the first round, and then after that I really get into the playoffs. I'm that guy. I'm that casual NBA/NHL fan.
When Penguins are on, I got that TV going. There have been some good runs for me recently. I'm hoping that this will be another good year, but I'm not holding my breath.
You're that guy sitting in the corner. You're that guy sitting in the corner at Famous Sam's. Everybody else is watching something. Excuse me, can I watch the Pittsburgh Penguins game on the big screen? Boo! No, get out of here! Go
I never
away.
asked for the big screen. I always just ask for the TV that's right over my table.
excuse me, can I watch the Stanley Cup playoffs? It's the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on
Penguins.
The Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the Ottawa Senators. Can I watch it? Hey, what do you know what channel that's on? No, I don't, because no one else watches this.
It's usually on NBC Sports Network.
Actually, no, it's not anymore.
It's not. No,
it's not. So
it's not.
There you go. You don't even know where they are.
It'll probably be on either TNT or just NBC.
TBS.
TBS.
It's on TBS.
Oh, they got
now.
TBS now.
Yeah.
I remember they've been doing.
They
TNT.
had the advertisement during March Madness. Didn't you see that?
Probably not, because I usually turn the commercials
you know what?
off.
Breaking news: your value to the show has just dropped 20% because of this opening segment.
20%.
You were down.
I was already at
you were
30.
down. You were average. Now you're below average for your contributions to this radio program.
Say, what was the percentage going into the show today? Was it like
70. You're a straight C student. You are now down to 40%.
40.
You dropped 30% of value, and just because of this opening segment.
Did you not say 20%?
I just gave you down. I just dropped you another 10%. You dropped. You're down. I'm going to write this down. You were now at 40%.
Oh man.
Keep it up, Dragon Ball.
I mean, it used to be even worse back when it was on the Versus Network. That was the worst time to watch.
No,
hockey.
Versus Network was the greatest. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I learned how to spell versus. Did you ever know how to spell versus before
yes,
the
I know
versus?
how to spell versus.
No, I just knew it was VS, period.
If you played enough fighting games growing up, you knew how to spell versus.
Hi, I went outside and got fresh air.
That's overrated. That's overrated.
All right, so again, coming up with the program today, I can't even get to this opening segment with you. Bob Elliott's going to join us. That's going to be a great conversation. Jerry Hairston Jr. is going to join us. My friend Brett Siegel from Sports Illustrated is going to join us, and Sean Poindexter is going to join us. We got a lot of guests coming up on the program today.
Yes, we do.
Which is good, because today's one of those days where there's just so much going on. A lot of teams having their home openers today. 42 day where everybody's going to wear 42 in Major League Baseball. NBA playoffs. I'm excited about that. And a little bit later, you're going to get a chance to win a $25 gift card courtesy of
Modelo
Especial.
Okay.
You get 5% back for
There
that.
we go.
All right, all of that coming up here on the program. Today's program brought to you apart by your friends at PGA Tour Superstore. PGA Tour Superstore. Listen, if you're inspired last week by the Masters, that's what you could tell your wife. Hey, I was inspired by the Masters. I need a new green shirt, green golf shirt. Well, what kind do you want? Yeah, Nike? Do you want Adidas? Do you want Puma? What do you want out there? Where do you go? Find the newest golf apparel. Well, I'll tell you right now, you need to go to PGA Tour Superstore, Oracle and Limberlost, right here in Tucson. They have the widest selection. They have everything you're possibly going to need, whether it's clubs, it's putters, golf balls, golf accessories, hats, golf gloves, shoes, and apparel. And I've got a great deal for you. If you mention this radio station, you get $20 off a $100 purchase, or $50 off a purchase of $250. 20 off 100, 50 off 250 by just mentioning Wildcats Radio 1290. They are amazing. They've got a great staff that'll help you just find what you're looking for. And again, it's intimidating to go out and find a new golf club. They've got fitters right there that'll help make sure that you get just the right club. They'll grip it for they'll set the grips for you. They have everything. In fact, they have instruction. They have professional golf instructors inside the store to help you with your swing. You can take a lesson inside the PGA Tour Superstore. It's the biggest selection. It's the best golf store everywhere in Southern Arizona. And again, if you're a listener to this radio show, we've got a special radio coupon for you. Mention the station, mention Wildcats Radio 1290, and they will take $20 off your purchase of $100. They'll take $50 off your purchase of $250. There are restrictions. I need to get that so the lawyers don't yell at me, Dragon Ball. Right? There are restrictions. These do not count. These do not apply to Ping, Titleist, or FootJoy. Everything else, giddy up. You want to get Cobra Club? Boom. They'll take $50 off a purchase of $250 or more. You want to get those Nike shoes? Bang, right there. They'll take care of you. PGA Tour Superstore. Check them out. Oracle Limberlost right near the Tucson Mall. Make sure you mention the station, and you'll get a special radio coupon discount just for being a friend of mine. All right, when we continue, beer talk. Amber from Finley Distributors coming by. She's going to tell us about Modelo Especial, and you're going to get a chance to win a $25 gift card, courtesy of our friends in Modelo. What?
Just another one of those little, bangs on the...
How's that? Better?
Oh, man. It's all in my ear.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, folks. I was just being mean to him, not to you. We'll continue with you. We'll talk a little beer with Amber from Finley Distributing coming up next. This is 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step to hand off. Into the backfield and drop. No gain. Loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down. That was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's a huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Mathurin drains a deep three from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. Two tight ends. Oregon, five-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps up in the pocket. The Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big.
Going on the field is a safety.
Yes. That's big time by Arizona. That time defense did a great job of just closing the pocket from the inside, and then the pressure on the outside by Abear, they just got him. They just got there. They won their blocks that time. Excellent job by Arizona defense and really changing the momentum of this game.
TCU not going to foul yet. Mathurin looking at Tommy Lloyd. Shot clock at 15. Mathurin back and forth dribble. 10 to shoot now. Long ways from the bucket. Off to Dalen Terry. Terry looking for help. 6 to shoot. Way outside to Mathurin. 3, 2. Mathurin forces the 3 off the rim. No good. Follow. Koloko jams it home. And the Cats up by 5.
Offensive rebound. And the man of the night, Christian Koloko. 12 of 13 from the field. 28 points.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Mathurin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for 2. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the 3, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
4th down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step to handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the 3, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments for the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball. Down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his 3rd foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like what, driving down that was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Mathurin with the ball for the Wildcats. Mathurin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko, feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline, circles back out top to Mathurin. 10 to shoot, 16 left in the ballgame. Mathurin, 3 balls straight away, good!
That's a huge shot for Ben Mathurin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Mathurin drains a deep 3 from straight away, He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps up in the pocket. The Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big.
Early on the field is a safety.
Yes. That's
Thanks for joining us, everybody. It's 42 Day, Jackie Robinson Day throughout Major League Baseball. All Major League players wear the number 42 on the anniversary of Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier in Major League Baseball, a true pioneer. There's also pioneers that have done some pretty amazing things, and one of those was a man that came here to Tucson, Arizona to blaze a path for others to follow. His name was Fred Snowden. Basketball coach, University of Arizona, a man who knew him, played for him, and was friends with him, is an icon and a legend in his own right at the University of Arizona. Bob Elliott is joining us right now on Wildcats Radio 1290. Bob Elliott, my friend, it is always great to catch up with you, and I was thinking about this today when I was thinking about Jackie Robinson Day and the pioneer and everything that he stood for and everything that he did. And instantly, because of my association with you and you keeping his legacy and memory alive, I said, I got to get Bob on the program today to talk about Fred Snowden.
Your kids, yours. Do you think it'll...
Bob, you there?
Rich, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us. I was just saying that, Jackie Robinson Day is special, and it reminded me of all these people that were pioneer, all these men that broke down barriers in American society, and Fred Snowden needs to have his story remembered and that legacy continue. So I wanted you to come on with us today to talk about Coach Snowden.
I appreciate the opportunity. I'm glad I wasn't on the last segment with the young lady talking about Modelo, because anybody who knows me knows my drink is Arnold Palmer on ice. It's the ice that makes the difference.
I like that.
Yeah. And you get a little flush to it, you're good. But regarding Coach Snowden, there's only one first.
Right.
Jackie Robinson was the first. Coach Snowden was the first African-American coach, Division I at a major college. And he unlocked the door for a lot of institutions to feel comfortable hiring a black coach to be the face of their basketball program. He gets hired, and within 30 days, Washington State hires George Raveling, and Georgetown hires John Thompson from St. Anthony's High School in D.C. And that's one of the things that Coach did. He unlocked the door. But the one thing that seems to be lost about his accomplishments is that Coach Snowden was also the first black coach to win an NCAA tournament game.
All right here in Tucson.
You know what? That's the part that still, you think about history and history of this type about blacks, African Americans, and this was done in Tucson, Arizona, back in the early 70s. Not necessarily a place that you might have thought would be the place. You would think like a Detroit, a L.A., a Chicago, a D.C., Tucson. And my hat is off to two people in particular, Dr. John Schaefer, who was the president of the university at that time, and Coach Strack, David Strack, who was the athletic director. They had the almost said a different word. They had the
strength.
Ball strength. Thank you. To sit there and do this and say this is something that needs to happen. Having talked to Dr. Schaefer, he said he was sitting there. He would watch the games. He'd see all these African-American players, and there's not an African-American head coach. He said it doesn't make sense. And so when Coach Strack, who had that relationship with Coach Snowden back in Michigan, Coach Strack used to be the basketball coach at Michigan. Then he goes in athletic administration. Coach Snowden, as people know, came from University of Michigan as the assistant coach. And 2 and 2 adds up to 4. And the other thing I say to everybody right off the bat, if Coach Snowden and Coach Strack don't talk me into coming out here to the University of Arizona, you and I, Rich, are not having this conversation because Tucson, Arizona was not on my radar back in 1973.
Talk to me about Coach Snowden, because obviously you knew him back in Ann Arbor. You played for him, and you helped keep his legacy alive. How big of a deal was it for him personally to be that pioneer?
Well, Coach Snowden and I had a different relationship than I think he had with any other player because since he was in Ann Arbor for 4 years as the assistant coach, I was born and raised in Ann Arbor. I knew the Snowden family. Those whole 4 years, he was the assistant coach at Michigan. So it wasn't like I was coming out here to play for a guy who had just started going into my living room within the last 6 months. Coach is the type of guy that he was a people person. He strongly believed in education. You know, he had a bachelor's and a master's. And I remember assistant coach John Sneed telling me that to listen to Coach Snowden dictate a letter was like Martin Luther King just articulating so succinctly and combining with an English class. He said Coach would say such and such, comma, such and such, semicolon, and that was just how he was. You know, I've always felt that Coach Snowden deserved more recognition in this area, and so you know that's part of the reason why we're going to have a Coach Fred Snowden area at the museum, African American Museum of Southern Arizona, be on campus at the U of A. If you go to the website www.aamsaz.org, AAM African American Museum, SAZ Southern Arizona.org, you'll see a spot on Coach Snowden. Stacy Snowden, his daughter, has already sent us 2 boxes of memorabilia that when we finally get up and running, there will be a whole area in the museum dedicated to Coach Snowden.
How much pressure was on him to succeed? How many people were second-guessing? How many people were rooting across the country for him to fail?
You know, Coach was under a ridiculous amount of pressure. There was one day in practice that Coach was, like, on one, okay? And we were all like, come on, Coach, you know, what is it? And so Coach said, everybody take 15 minutes. He said, Bobby, come upstairs. Let's go upstairs to my office. So he and I go up there. You got to understand something about our relationship. Right behind his desk was this huge picture that his daughter Stacy had found of a fox that's like upset and screaming. And she wrote in her little 10-year-old handwriting, Dad hollering at Bob Elliott. So we go. He said, "Go ahead, sit in my chair." So I said, "Hey, Coach, this chair is nice. This is all right." He said, "Look in that bottom right-hand drawer." I said, "Okay." It was the hate mail. He said, "Go ahead. You're the academic All-American. You can read. Go ahead." I couldn't believe the letters he was receiving from people. Kill you, kill your family, kill your daughter. I know your daughter goes to school at this. I mean, it was for me, it was like, for real? It was eye-opening. Now, besides the pressure of trying to win, besides the pressure of turning Tucson into a basketball town, you're dealing with you don't know what.
Wow. I mean, you got to imagine. He goes to bed at night, he's wondering, what is some crazy person going to do? Do any of these people come through? You come out, you're standing there with your family. I mean, that pressure had to be incredible.
Stacy has told us that there were times when she's in elementary school and everybody's going out for recess, and the police would come by and say, you can't go outside right now. They keep her in the classroom. So think of the pressure of not only for yourself, the pressure for your family.
That's incredible. Bob Elliott joining us right now on Wildcats Radio 1290 as we talk about the life, the legacy of pioneer Fred Snowden. On Jackie Robinson Day, of course, 75 years ago today, the color barrier was smashed in Major League Baseball by Jackie Robinson. And years later, here in Tucson, another color barrier was smashed by Fred Snowden, becoming the first African-American coach in college basketball here at the University of Arizona. And I wonder about that. Again, Bob, I'm glad that you have the museum because, and I'm glad we have these conversations because for me, I always ask people, what's the first president you remember? So you usually remember the one that, probably 5, 6 years old. Everybody before that is history. And in history is in books. You can't touch it, feel it, look at it, experience it. And that's why I'm glad we get to have a conversation like this so people can understand what it was really like with Fred Snowden coming here, breaking his color barriers, the people that rooted for him. What about the people that supported him in the community and the players and the administration and those that stood with him when he faced all this ugliness?
And one of the things, Coach obviously has a great story, but if you go to that website, you're going to find a lot of stories. That's what my wife and I are finding out. There are so many stories in this community. So we've been doing a lot of oral histories where people are able to tell their own story about what they went through, doing some legacy stories. People are talking about it wasn't them, but it might have been a family member. We had a different history being done every week during February, Black History Month. We had a different history being told during the month of March with celebrating women. And these stories need to get out. They need to be memorialized so people will know about what has happened in this community. I mean, this is a beautiful community. When Coach Snowden told me, hey, let's go out west and make history, I didn't know at the time that my wife and I would end up living here and raising our kids and living in and being involved in this community. But that was almost 50 years ago. I ran into some dude the other day at the QT, right? I'm getting my little Arnold Palmer. And he said to me, hey, Big Bird. Then he said, do people still call you that? I said, 50 years.
Wow. What else do I need to know about Fred Snowden? Because, again, I have all these questions, but there's so many stories I have no idea. People don't know. People don't remember. What else do we need to know about Coach Snowden?
Coach Snowden could talk as well as anybody I know. He could right now, if he were still alive, sell you some beach property in Yuma. He would convince you. As a player and a coach, the only thing that used to get us players is the fact that, we all like music. We got the stereo in the locker room. Coach would walk in, and we might play like the Funkadelic or Parliament or, something got a little beat to it and that. Coach comes in, changes the music to Motown. He said, now this is real music.
I would agree with him.
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with the guy. I remember he used to tell us that he used to coach the Four Tops and the Temps back in high school at Detroit Northwestern High School. And we're like, okay, Coach, you can stretch the truth every once in a while. I think you're stretching this one. My junior year, we're playing against Vegas in Vegas. Who walks in the locker room but the Temps and the Four Tops?
Wow. That's pretty amazing. Bob Elliott joining us right now.
They're like, Fox. Hey, Fox, we knew you were here, so we came to support you. I'm like, yeah, well, guess that one's for real.
Bob Elliott joining us right now as we talk about the legacy of Fred Snowden. And I think it's important that we talk about this because as big as Jackie Robinson was, there's others that had to be pioneers as well. In the University of Arizona's own Fred Snowden was one of those that broke down barriers and has a legacy. I mean, Bobby, think about the legacy of Fred Snowden and the impact that he's had on the game of basketball. And like you said, he doesn't get the notoriety that he should around the country for doing what he did because, again, people were rooting for him to fail. People were setting him up for failure in some places. People were outright ugly to him. And he was able to succeed and open these doors for all these other coaches. Let me ask you this. At the time, did you realize that you were experiencing history unfolding before your very eyes?
No, I was 17, 18 years old. You know what I mean? You don't all we think about at 17, 18 is food, basketball, class. You know, you just I really didn't. To be honest, I just didn't. But as you get older and you start to reflect on a lot of things that happen in your life, you realize that the importance and the significance of the things that have happened that you were able to experience firsthand. And, you know, going to an arena, and I'm not going to say which arena it was, but back then you used to have JV games and a varsity game. So we're sitting in the crowd, and we can hear this ball bouncing down the stairs. And my teammate, Lenny Gordy, reaches out, catches the ball. You can hear this little girl chasing it, hands it to her, and she just starts screaming, "Chocolate man, chocolate man, chocolate man," and took off running.
Wow.
Or playing a game in an arena, and the N-word is flying ridiculously throughout the whole game.
How did Coach Snowden react when that happens?
Well, I mean, bottom line is, it is what it is. And like at UTEP, my freshman year, so UTEP, you know, back then there was not a shot clock. UTEP they were a master at stalling. If they got ahead like they did against us here in Tucson by 6, you couldn't sniff the ball back from them. So Eric Money, our leader, our point guard, Sports Illustrated is here, and he says, "Now the game that we have circled is when we go to UTEP. We're gonna blow them out of there." And this is before UTEP had their arena. They had like a little bear down type gym. We get there and the place is packed, and they're screaming, hollering. There was some dude walking behind our bench with a trench coat that kept opening it up, and it was a machete. And he said, "Yeah, this is for you guys when the game is over." So Coach Snowden said, "Here's the deal. We got to be up by 10 or more with 7 seconds left in this game. At that point, we're all hightailing it to the locker room. Forget the last 2 points. We don't care. Get out of here."
Wow. I don't know what to say. When you hear these things, it makes this history come alive, and that's why I'm so grateful for you to share this with us. What should people today know about Coach Snowden? What should we take away from his legacy to make this world a better place?
I think, first of all, Tucson became a basketball town because of Coach Snowden and what he did. Second, he was the first. There's only one first, and he was the first African-American black coach to go to a major conference, major school, and be successful. Sometimes you're better off just keeping it simple, and that would be the simplicity of it, which is, number one, he turned Tucson into a basketball town.
Right.
University of Arizona is still a basketball institution first.
Yep.
And number two is he was the first.
Wow. Pretty amazing stuff. I mean, the history right here before our very eyes. You know, and you think about it, if you walk on campus, you're walking in his steps, right?
As little as his steps were, because, you know, Coach was a small guy. He was like a little George Jefferson type. I mean, you know, here's all of us 6'8", 6'9", whatever. I know he lists me as 6'10". That's another story. I've never seen 6'10" in my life. I guess he counts on my afro. But, you know, he was still the coach. He was the head coach, and we gave him that respect.
What do you think you would say about college basketball today when you look at all the different faces that you have on the bench as head coaches, assistant coaches, and throughout the game?
You know, today's game would probably fit us better than the old style. Shot clock for one, 3-pointers. Herm Harris, Cornell Norman, Jimmy Rappas, all shot nothing but threes. That was where they were set up. If teams were sagging in on Al Fleming or myself, then those guys would shoot a shot that would have counted three. That game, Corn had 44 at BYU. Easily could have been 60 if it were 3-pointers.
All right. I just want more Fred Snowden. Do you have a Fred Snowden story that you've never shared? Do you got one in your back pocket for me?
Probably not. I mean,
so many people have asked you about him over the years.
Yeah. There's there's probably not any stories that haven't come out there. You know, the other thing that Coach Snowden did, you talked about different people in town supporting him. He tried to buy a house on Fifth Street, and back then you had what they call red lines. There were areas that blacks were not allowed to buy. So that's where one of these areas was. And I remember Peter Herter, who had a Herter Construction, and he got a group of guys together and said, if Coach Snowden wants his house right here, Coach Snowden's going to get this house right here. Across the street was Mayor Corbett, Jim Corbett, so that helped. If you're talking about trying to get a law change, you know, it always helps to be at the table when things are being discussed. But that one there was huge. You know, that's real history. You know, you talk about red line and how there's only certain areas you can live in.
Right.
Because the CCNR said, nope, people of color could not live in this area. And that's real.
Another way that he helped change Tucson. Pretty amazing
yes,
stuff.
Yes, indeed.
Bob,
Coach was also named, after that first year, he was named the Tucson Man of the Year.
Wow. See, I knew there was a reason why. When I was thinking of Jackie Robinson Day and getting ready for the network show tonight, and I was like, I need to talk to Bob Elliott today and remember the legacy of Fred Snowden, and there's nobody better to tell that story than you. Bob, thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing this and keeping Coach Snowden's legacy alive.
Hey, I tell you what, it's well-deserved for him. And, you know, I've got a lot of thanks because, Rich, as I said, you and I are not having this conversation if Coach Snowden doesn't say, let's go west and make history.
100%. Bob, thank you so much. I'll catch up with you soon.
All right, my man.
Take care. Bob Elliott joining us here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Wow. Dragon Ball. I'll use your real name, David. How about that for just living history of Tucson, Arizona, and making history around the country?
Got the first job given to an African-American coach and changed the way that the city of Tucson functioned when you really think about it. I mean, that in and of itself, that's a life with a lot of impact.
Making a difference, right? That's all my dad ever told me to do. Make a difference. There's somebody who made a difference. Thanks to Bob Elliott for sharing those stories with us today. Today's program brought to you in part by PGA Tour Superstore. PGA Tour Superstore. It is Southern Arizona's biggest, best, widest selection, and it's my favorite golf store in town. They're located in Oracle and Limberlost. They have everything. If you're looking for new shoes this weekend, you want to go get a new pair of golf shoes from Nike, Adidas, Echo, Puma, New Balance, Skechers, here's what we'll do. You go into PGA Tour Superstore. You tell them, I listen to Wildcats Radio 1290. They will take $20 off a purchase of $100, or you really want to go all out and get some really good shoes, they'll take $50 off a purchase of $250 or more. They've got golf bags. They've got golf balls. They've got drivers. They've got wedges. They've got full sets of irons, and they have previously owned clubs as well. So sometimes people go out there and like, I want to get this brand new technology, and it's just not for them. It just doesn't fit right. But it's something you'd love to get your hands on. Well, guess what? Pre-owned clubs, you can get them with a little bit of a break and get the newest technology. Somebody probably went out there, tried it once. This isn't going to work for me. They bring it right in. You can find the newest technology right there at an affordable price, all at PGA Tour Superstore. They even have PGA Tour instruction. They have professional golf instructors in there giving lessons in the store. If you haven't been to PGA Tour Superstore, you need to get in. They're in Oracle and Limberlost, right across from the Tucson Mall, kitty corner from the Tucson Mall. Again, mention Wildcats Radio 1290, and you can get $20 off a purchase of $100, $50 off a purchase of $250. Restrictions apply. Ping, Titleist, FootJoy, not part of this promotion. Everything else, giddy up. Thanks to PGA Tour Superstore for being a proud sponsor of Wildcats Radio 1290. Wow. What a day. What a day. What a day. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Rich Herrera. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins. Throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three. Blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it. It's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it and tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step to hand off. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins. Throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three. Blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it. It's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way. Out to Tabellas. Down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down. That was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen. Picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's a huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps into the pocket. The Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big
Fully
time.
on the field is a safety.
Yes, that's big time by Arizona. That time defense did a great job of just closing the pocket from the inside, and then the pressure on the outside by Abear. They just got him. They just got there. They won their blocks that time. Excellent job by Arizona defense and really changing the momentum of this game.
person of color is what can I do to help the generation that's going to be behind me? And that's what my grandfather focused on. That's what my granddad instilled in his sons and his grandsons. So that's all he ever talked about is how can we get better? And he never, ever allowed for people to talk down on the Negro Leagues or talk down on the black players. But he also wanted to make sure that we focused on the future. How can we make things better? And, that's what he talked about. I run into players even today, working for the Dodgers, whether it's coaches, ex-players, that knew my grandfather, they always thank me for saying, hey, your grandfather was always positive. He had something positive to say. Even Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan would make my grandfather tell stories of the Negro Leagues when he played for the Birmingham Barons, when he briefly played baseball, in between his incredible basketball career. He'd sit down and make my grandfather tell him stories about Hank Aaron when he was a kid, Willie Mays, about Josh Gibson, Satchel Paige. Even the great Michael Jordan wanted to hear these stories because his father, his love was baseball, and he idolized those guys. So, it is a tremendous honor to have a grandfather, Sam Hairston, who played in the Negro Leagues and starred there, and he got a chance to play with and against so many great players.
Okay, that's just a drop the mic moment right there. The GOAT stood there and wanted your grandfather to hold court so he can soak in his greatness. And that's something pretty remarkable right there, right?
Michael Jordan almost got my granddad divorced because back in then, my grandfather was older. He would, in the ninth inning, after the game, he'd shower really quick and go home to his wife. He did that like clockwork. He lived about 10, 15 minutes from the stadium in Birmingham, Alabama, and he would always be home at a certain time. Well, after the game, when Michael Jordan played for the Barons at home, he would make my grandfather sit down and eat dinner with him after the game and to have him tell stories. Well, these stories would last an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. And then his wife would get upset. He's coming home at odd hours of the night. He said, where have you been? You used to come home at 10:30. Now you're coming home at 12:30, 1 o'clock. Where have you? Well, I've been hanging out with Michael Jordan. And then obviously his wife was from Mexico. She knows Michael Jordan as the basketball player. So she thought he was lying. So he had to tell MJ, hey, you got to tell my wife, that you're the one keeping me here. I'm not out there in the streets. So that's just a funny story. My grandfather told me that story years ago, and I just started laughing.
Hey, listen, you're a Chicago kid, so the fact that his airness is standing there listening to your family stories is pretty cool.
It is cool. The one thing I learned from my grandfather about Michael Jordan was how hard he worked, how genuine he was when he was playing baseball. He was on one-track mind, and that was get to the major leagues. Basketball was in his rearview mirror. His goal was to be a Major League Baseball player. You got to remember, Michael Jordan conquered the NBA, three-peated. He was the best player after '93 that the game has ever seen. So he was looking for another challenge. Now that you've seen The Last Dance, people get to realize now how crazy Michael Jordan was. He was the ultimate competitor. He was always looking for that challenge. And if it wasn't for the strike of '94 and then the scab players trying to play 95, I don't think Michael Jordan comes back to basketball. I really don't. He was trying to be a Major League Baseball player. And, I think the basketball world is thankful that, there were scab players then, and he did not want to cross the picket line, and he came back to basketball.
One last thing. We got about 60 seconds here, and I'm going to ask you this, and this is a little personal, so I hope you don't mind. Mm-hmm. But tell me, how proud are you to carry that last name on your back, knowing that everything that he did, helping break down the color barrier, rising for the Negro Leagues, for an opportunity for him to put on a big league uniform, because like you said back then, it wasn't guaranteed. We know now that it happened, but he was writing history. How proud are you that you carry that name?
I can't really put into words, but I will try. I played for 9 teams. I played 16 years in the major leagues, and I had a lot of injuries. What kept me going was the fact that my grandfather fought so hard to give me this opportunity. And I wasn't the best player. I wasn't the fastest. I wasn't the strongest. But I'm sure you could ask any person I played with, they said, man, Jerry played the game the right way, and he played hard. And the reason why I did that every single night is because of what my grandfather sacrificed for me, and not just me, for my brother Scott, for my dad and my uncle, and for a lot of people of color. And I didn't take that lightly. And when I'm on air talking about the game of baseball here in L.A., I make sure that I represent myself the best I can, because I'm not only representing myself, I'm representing Sam Hairston, and I don't take that lightly.
You know he's looking down smiling.
I know he's smiling.
Jerry.
I can't wait to see him again.
Jerry.
I cannot wait to see him again.
I can't thank you enough for coming on and sharing these intimate stories about your family, and I think it helps put Jackie Robinson Day, breaking the color barrier, and like you said, for Sam and Larry Doby and so many others that followed in that wake, and they all had to face it in their own way, and they did it with such grace that it made the world a better place. And I really appreciate you spending some time with me today sharing these stories.
I appreciate you having me on, and you're right. Larry Doby, Jackie Robinson, Satchel Paige, all of those greats, they sacrificed so much for us, and we can't thank them enough.
Jerry Hairston Jr. joining us right now on CBS Sports Radio. We'll continue. This is CBS Sports Radio Network.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home.
All right, my thanks to Jerry Hairston Jr. That's a little excerpt of what we'll play tonight on CBS Sports Radio. I'm sitting in tonight, beginning at 11 p.m. I'll do the overnight show on the network from my home studios.
That's right. You get to do it from home.
Right, which is the best commute ever. It's about 20 steps to the bedroom.
Yep.
I feel bad for my producers that work, and they get done at 6 in the morning their time. I get done at 3 our time. That's why I like working that overnight shift. Sometimes they've asked me to work the morning show to fill in on the morning show on Saturday and Sunday. It's like, can I do overnights? They go, but overnights actually in network radio, that's the biggest show is overnights because you clear the most stations.
You hit the most ears.
No, I guess.
You have the biggest opportunity, the biggest.
You have the biggest reach.
Biggest reach, right.
So we'll be on tonight in San Francisco, San Diego, Miami. Dallas is big tonight. Washington, D.C., Detroit's a huge station. There's a bunch of big stations around the country that, nobody does local overnights anymore. So you get a huge opportunity to do, to reach a bunch of different people.
Got a lot of reach.
Right. And I'd rather do that one than the morning show because then the morning show, some people love it. Hey, I'll be up at 6. We have to be up at 3 when I do the morning show on the network. So I was going, I'll do the overnights. Which one do you want to do, Rich? I'll take overnights. And then hey, okay, it's all yours.
You would rather be getting ready to go to bed at 2 a.m. than waking up to start your day at
Correct.
2 a.m.
Correct.
That's the way that argument goes.
And I feel bad for my producers because at 3 a.m. they're getting off work, jumping on the subway, going back to wherever they live in New York City. Although my neighbors have wondered. Right?
Right.
So I don't. Oh, you know what? With the stream now that we're doing, I don't know if I could do the pre and post game shows from home anymore. I think I'll have to stay here at the station.
You probably have to go ahead and show up. Yeah.
I did like doing the pre and post game shows, sitting at home. Oh man,
well, you could set up a webcam from your own place.
I think we might have to.
Yeah,
I think we might have to. But I always feel bad because they gotta stay up all night and then they gotta ride the subways home or take the trains or wherever they're going. And I'm like, oh yeah, I walk 2 steps, boom, asleep. I'll be asleep in 5 minutes. How long does it take you to get home? An hour and a half. Oh, lo siento mucho. So anyway, that's coming up tonight. So I wanted to. So I'm using a couple of the interviews that we're using tonight on the network because I thought that listen to Jerry Hairston Jr. talk about his grandfather.
Big deal. Big deal.
Yeah. I mean, that's just history coming alive for me. Bob Elliott is history coming alive for me. I love history, as you do.
Yes.
And I love seeing historical places. That's, you know what? Tucson has so many, we have so many opportunities. I went to Tombstone last week, and those are original buildings that you can see history coming alive. So I love that stuff. When I worked at baseball and I was traveling, I would try to see something historical in every city we went to because I figured I'm traveling on somebody else's dime. Let me go see something during the day before we go to the ballpark. Just interesting. So in Baltimore, I went to Fort McHenry.
Oh, right, yeah.
Where the Star Spangled Banner was inspired. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
So I'll try to see something interesting when I would go on the road. I still try to do that whenever I can. My wife gets mad at me. Hey, come on, we're driving. Oh, look, there looks like something historical. Can we stop? Well, she's driving, so we don't. But if I was driving, every 5 minutes, I would pull off the side of the road. Right? All right. Let me remind everybody, program today brought to you by our friends at Trajan Wealth. Our friends at Trajan Wealth are a proud sponsor of this radio show. They've been with us for a long time. Really good people. And you know what? The story we tell about them, it makes so much sense. I got to take a couple days off next week, Dragon Ball. I got to go home and take care of some business with my brother and sister over my mom's and dad's estate. And if you listen to the program, I kind of share everything under the sun. My mom's been gone. It'll be a year coming up here soon. Very, very tough. Very, very tough to deal with that. And as we come to the anniversary around Easter time, it makes it even worse. But as we're dealing with everything and what to do with their house and everything that they had, the fact they put everything into a trust made our lives so much easier, because when she passed away, my brother called. I left that day, drove back to California, was with my brother. We were staying at the house. And we had to figure out, what are we going to do with their bills? What are we going to do with the house? What are we going to do with everything? They had put everything into a trust, and it made our lives so much easier. We didn't have to go to probate. We didn't have to deal with probate lawyers. They laid everything out for us. And at that time when we were grieving, it really made a difference. So I ask you this: what kind of arrangements have you made for your kids if something there happened to you and they're dealing with everything and they're grieving? How much relief do you want to give them? The reason I ask this, because at Trajan Wealth, they can help put everything into a trust for you. So we went to the bank. My brother's name is on the trust. He was able to go in there and access accounts and look to see how much they owed on their house and everything else. It just made life easier for us. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you want to make your kids' lives a little bit easier, think about sitting down with the folks at Trajan Wealth and figuring out how you want to leave things with them. What do you want to do financially? Can you get help and advice on how to put together a trust to take care of all of your affairs to make your kids' lives easier? Thankful my mom and dad did. You should think about it as well. Trajan Wealth. Call them 321-4100, 321-4100, or go to TrajanWealth.com, TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. All right, coming up next, I do want to talk some NBA. So I'm going to have my NBA insider. He came on with us locally. He said he's going to come on with us locally during the basketball season, postseason as well. Brett Siegel, NBA insider from Sports Illustrated. He joins us next. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Mathurin between the rings. Over for Krisa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Krisa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down, and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard. Goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins. Throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three. Blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it. It's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way. Out to Tabellis. Down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball. Down by 11, 3 have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his 3rd foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like what, driving down that was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Mathurin with the ball for the Wildcats. Mathurin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Mathurin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Mathurin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's a
tied.
Huge shot for Ben Mathurin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Mathurin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps out of the pocket. The Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
Along with you on the
field as a safety.
The NBA playoffs.
That's big time Arizona. That time defense did a great job of just closing the pocket from the inside, and then the pressure on the outside by Abear. They just got him. They just got there.
Brett Siegel joining us right now from Sports
Excellent job by Arizona defense
now.
Really
He's our
changing the
guest
momentum
here on
of this
CBS
game.
Sports Radio. Brett, is this the best time of the year for you?
It's one of them. I would say that NBA playoffs are up there just with free agency, the draft, and the trade deadline. They're all like mini holidays thrown into the NBA year.
Well, okay. Can I tell you, I'm that guy. I'm that guy that kind of casually watches the NBA through the season. I'll make sure I watch the Christmas Day games, and I'll pay attention how the seeds are coming out. And now, as we're on the precipice of the NBA playoffs, now I become a fanatical basketball fan of the National Basketball Association. So I'm that guy, and I bet you there's a whole bunch that, like me, casually watch, and now the drama begins. So help me get ready. Give me a primer for the NBA playoffs that begin on Saturday, where you've got so many teams in, so many teams out. Give me your biggest storyline as we get ready for the first round of the playoffs.
Well, there's so many, and it really depends on the series that you're looking at. But let's say we look at Saturday, for example, and let's just run through the 4 games right there because they each have major storylines attached to them. The first game at 1 o'clock on Saturday, you have the Utah Jazz taking on the Dallas Mavericks, who may be without Luka Doncic. I mean, he has that calf injury. He's doubtful to play on Saturday, and it seems like the Mavericks are going to be ruling him out of this game. So his status moving forward in this series is very much in doubt with that calf strain. And Utah is a capable team of beating them in this series. They were the 1 seed in the Western Conference last year. They still have that high-powered offense. So who knows? Dallas could be in trouble in that series. And then we go to the next series. The Minnesota Timberwolves, who came out of the play-in tournament, taking on the Memphis Grizzlies, one of the youngest teams in the NBA that went on to have a fantastic season, claimed the 2 seed in the Western Conference, and they're a dark horse championship contender. So that's going to be a very high-powered offense series right there between the Grizzlies and Timberwolves. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out, especially with the Grizzlies being so revered and being a threat to the Phoenix Suns, who are the 1 seed in the West. Going to the third series on Saturday, you have the Toronto Raptors taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. All the pressure in the world is on the 76ers to win this series because they traded for James Harden at the trade deadline. They've gone all in to win a championship, and if this thing fails, everything could come crashing down again for Philly. So definitely something to watch there. And then Denver at Golden State, the nightcap on Saturday. Steph Curry, he's going to play in Game 1, and he's going to be playing for the rest of this series after being out the last few weeks with a sprained ligament in his left foot. So can Nikola Jokic, the reigning MVP and possible 2-time MVP if he wins it this year, can he carry the Denver Nuggets past the fully loaded Golden State Warriors who are looking to make it back to the NBA Finals after being out of the playoffs for the last 2 seasons?
All right, let's go to my Dubs. Let's go to my Golden State Warriors because last year I had to roll with the Suns, and that was a fun run that they went on. But I'm a Dubs fan. Give me the lowdown of the Golden State Warriors. Is there enough basketballs for all the guys that could score on this team?
I think so, and the reason is because this team is so incredibly unselfish. Not only is Steph Curry an unselfish scorer and shooter, but Draymond Green's one of the best facilitators in the league, and Andre Iguodala kind of fills the gaps into what the Warriors need. He's a veteran that they brought back this year, and during his time with the Warriors, he was fantastic at doing all the little things to help them win games. Now, Iguodala has taken a little bit of a step back. He's still a really good defender, but he's more of a facilitator for this team next to Draymond Green in the front court. And then you also have Kevon Looney, who's another one of those glue guys that can just fill a bunch of needs that this team needs. So you look at them in this matchup against Denver, they're going to struggle trying to defend Nikola Jokic just as every other team in the league has. But I think
TCU not going to foul yet. Mathurin looking at Tommy Lloyd. Shot clock at 15. Mathurin back and forth dribble. 10 to shoot now. Long ways from the bucket. Off to Dalen Terry. Terry looking for help. 6 to shoot. Way out.
He's had an incredible season, but he was drafted 2nd overall. Everybody expected John Morant to be a superstar talent coming in as the number 2 pick. I don't think anyone expected Jordan Poole to look like an all-star, all-NBA type potential talent this year for the Warriors, given all the strain that they've been through the last 2 years. So I think Jordan Poole is the X factor for the Warriors if they're not only going to win the series, but possibly go on to make the NBA Finals, and who knows, maybe even win their 4th championship in the last 8 seasons.
How has this team grown without Klay Thompson, and how have they gotten better, and how does he fit back in? Because they've had to roll for so long without him.
Right. The biggest thing was Bob Myers in the front office addressing the fact that they needed to add depth in the offseason, and they did that. Otto Porter Jr. is a really good veteran that they brought in. He's helped solidify things on the wing. And then even some of their young guys that they've continued to develop. I mean, they drafted Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody this year. They didn't play much, but in the minutes that they saw, they each saw their roles increase throughout the season, and they got more responsibilities during their rookie year. So that was good to see. Nemanja Bjelica, he's been a really good addition for them in the front court. Toscano Anderson has improved his game. Gary Payton II has been a fantastic addition for them defensively. So it's just been a bunch of guys filling roles that are needed. And Klay Thompson, losing him, that's a big hole to fill because you lose his scoring, you lose his defense, you lose his all-star presence. And what they've done is they've filled that with a bunch of different players. So you had Wiggins come in, and he's been the 3rd all-star for this team this year. Even though he hasn't looked like one as of late, he helped fill the gap for Thompson. You had Jordan Poole step up on the scoring end. You had Gary Payton step up on the defensive end. So it was just a bunch of guys filling needs around Steph Curry and Draymond Green, and ultimately they're now at a point where they should be looked at as a team to beat next to the Suns in the Western Conference.
Do you have any thoughts or I guess, fears on my part that, okay, so I learned how to survive without Clay. Now, as soon as I get Clay coming back, now Steph's out for a couple weeks. Now I get to the playoffs, so I've got to be able to figure out how to get all these guys back in there on the same rhythm of the Splash Brothers reunited with Draymond Green, plus all the role players they brought in to help stem the tide while you're waiting for Clay. Any thought on your part of how much of a cohesive unit they'll be, since they haven't been able to get all those parts playing at the same time?
I'm not worried about that at all when looking at the Warriors, just because of the veterans that they have. I mean, Curry, Thompson, Draymond Green, and Iguodala, they just play so well together, those four guys. And then integrating all the young guys into the rotation throughout the year with these veterans has gone a long way to set the Warriors up for success in the postseason, because you watch them play, and even guys like Gary Payton II, Juan Toscano-Anderson, you could throw in Jonathan Kuminga as a rookie in there. Those guys haven't really played much in the Warriors system outside of this season. So you integrate them during the regular season with these guys, and now if you need them in the playoffs, they're going to be available, and they're going to be more than comfortable playing that role because of the supporting cast around them. Like I mentioned, Curry, Thompson, Green, Iguodala, those guys have all been playing together for years. So you throw that fifth guy into the rotation, they're going to do just fine. And Steve Kerr has a fantastic coaching staff with the Warriors. Their system, their front office, it's all A+ compared to the rest of the NBA. So I'm really not concerned about there being any problems with guys fitting in when they need them in the playoffs. This team is ready, and they've proven that they're more than capable of playing at a championship level.
Brett Siegel joining us right now from SI Fast Break Now. All right, I can't diss the Phoenix Suns, an amazing job they did last year. They're tops in the West. Give me their breakdown.
Well, the thing with the Suns is, can they sustain success coming from their bench? Because you look at last year against the Bucks, their starting rotation was really good. Devin Booker was fantastic. DeAndre Ayton was fantastic. Chris Paul looked really good. Mikal Bridges stepped up. But who's going to really give them an edge off the bench? Because that's where they struggled against the Bucks. Is it Cameron Johnson? Can he be their six-man scorer deep into the playoffs? Can Cameron Payne contribute deep into the playoffs? How big will the addition of JaVale McGee fare for them late in the playoffs, especially against bigger teams? Maybe they draw somebody like the Utah Jazz, for example, with Rudy Gobert. How will they stack up with that? Because Ayton's not going to be able to play all 48 minutes, and he showed that last year against the Bucks. He was fatigued because they didn't have another big man behind him. So I think the addition of JaVale McGee is going to be huge for them. But you look at the Suns, and the thing with them is that they're, A, an experienced team, and B, they very hardly make mistakes, especially on the offensive end of the court. And you could say the same defensively as well. They just look so poised on both ends of the court. They're well coached, and they have arguably, in my opinion, the best backcourt in the league in Devin Booker and Chris Paul. Chris Paul, the best passer in the league, the best leader in the league, and Devin Booker, one of the best scorers in the league. So this group, they can really go off at any time offensively, and we've seen what they can do all year long. So 64-18, that's not something to look over. That's a really big accomplishment for the Phoenix Suns this year. Coming up on Sunday, you'll have Brooklyn and Boston, Chicago, Milwaukee, Miami, and like we've been talking about, Phoenix in action as well after those play-in games. Brooklyn, Boston, I think is interesting. Chicago, and we got to talk about Milwaukee, the defending champions. Give me your thoughts on them. Yeah, Milwaukee comes in as the defending champions, and I think they have to be looked at as the team to beat in the Eastern Conference, not only because they are the defending champions, but because of how well they've played all year. I mean, they're the 3 seed in the East, and you may look at it and say, oh, well, there's 2 teams better than them in the Eastern Conference. Well, the Eastern Conference standings were back and forth all season long, and the Miami Heat claimed the 1 seed by just 2 games. They were tied with the Celtics, who are the 2 seed in the standings, and tied with them during the regular season. And the only reason that the Celtics got the 2 seed was because of season tiebreakers. So the Bucks, in my opinion, are the best team in the Eastern Conference right now, simply because they have the best player in the world on their team in Giannis Antetokounmpo. You can't stop this guy. I mean, he's getting a jump shot, which is scary to think about. So if he can start scoring from the perimeter or outside the paint, it's over for the rest of the league. And I mean, Rich, you saw what he did against the Suns last year to close out the NBA Finals, scoring 50 points in Game 6, winning Finals MVP. So I fully expect those types of performances again from Giannis in the playoffs. Drew Holiday is arguably the best defensive guard in the NBA. Chris Middleton is one of the best mid-range players in offense. Bobby Portis has stepped up this year, with Brook Lopez being out. This team is more complete than they were last year when they won the championship. They have more depth, and they're definitely going to be locked in to try to repeat as champions.
All right, my friends down in Miami on the ticket are going, hey, what about us? Talk to me about the Miami Heat.
Well, what about the Miami Heat? The thing with them is that they have so much depth on their roster. And the biggest thing about Miami that's really impressed me this year, not only is Eric Spoelstra's coaching, which more solidifies the fact that he's a top 5, top 3 coach in the NBA just because of the job he did this year, but you look at the Miami Heat and say, hey, they've won games without their superstar players. Jimmy Butler missed a chunk of time this year. Bam Adebayo missed a chunk of time this year. Kyle Lowry was out a handful of games with personal issues. Yet this team has still found ways to win, and they went through the gauntlet of the regular season that was the Eastern Conference, putting up 53 wins. That's a huge accomplishment for this team. And you look at, okay, well, what makes the Heat go? What's their MO? It's defense. Miami is one of the best defensive teams in the league. They're testy on defense. They play physical, and they have arguably a top 5 defender in PJ Tucker, who doesn't get much appreciation around the league as he should. PJ Tucker is one of the best on-ball defenders in this league. Jimmy Butler's a great defender. Bam Adebayo's in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. So defense is really where this team clicks. And like I mentioned, they have depth at almost every position, and they have shooting depth at every position, which goes a long way in the playoffs, especially if they're able to knock down more threes than their opponents per game. That goes a long way in them potentially advancing deep in the postseason.
Brett Siegel joining us right now from SI Fast Break Now. All right, now make sure this isn't a clown question I'm about to ask you, Brett. Even with LeBron James out of the playoffs, no Lakers, to me as I walk through all of this with you, it seems like this could be, and I don't want to use the word parity because I don't think it's parity. I think it's competitive. This could be one of the most competitive postseasons we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I've been saying that all year long, that in going up to the point of the postseason and the end of the regular season, I've been looking at it and saying, I think this is going to be one of the best postseasons that we've seen over the last decade or so. And yeah, it's great to see LeBron James and the Lakers in the playoffs, but you look at all the talent that's around the league, it's so much more than it was 5, 6, 7 years ago, where it was just 3 or 4 teams had a chance to win a championship. That's not the case this year. You look at the Eastern Conference and all those teams competing 1 through 8, you could make a case for them to potentially go to the NBA Finals. Will it happen? Of course not. There's some teams that just don't match up talent-wise. They don't have as much talent as some of the top teams. But even a team like the Brooklyn Nets, if they're able to get past the Boston Celtics in that series, I could absolutely see Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving going on a run and potentially reaching the NBA Finals just because of how much talent they have on their team. And even teams that missed the playoffs this year, you can point to every single team in the league and say that they have at least one player that you can make a case for to be an all-star. And that says a lot about the talent gap closing around the league. So I think the NBA playoffs, it's going to be full of 7-game series this year. And then kind of a little preview for the 2022-23 season. I think that we're gearing up to see so much more competitive play in the aspect of you're not going to see teams having 20 wins in a season. You're going to see that margin grow, and you're still going to have your bottom teams, but the talent gap has just closed so much, and you can't say it hasn't. You have these young teams on the rise in both conferences. You have young first-time All-Stars making their debuts in the playoffs. You have guys coming out of the draft 2-3 years into the league, bringing their team to the playoffs. So it's just a great time to be a fan of the NBA, and there's just so much high-level play around the league right now.
All right, last question. I did the Warriors post-game show, so I'm a big Dubs fan. I worked down to the ticket in Miami, so I follow the Heat, love the Miami Heat, love Eric Spoelstra. I don't think he gets enough credit. I live in the desert, so I watched what the Suns were able to do. All of those are teams that we can look at as well as Milwaukee as teams that can win this whole thing. Who's going to give me a nightmare? Who's going to scare the heck out of me if I'm pulling for these 4 teams in the NBA? Who's the dark horse that's just going to ruin my postseason this year and give me angst as I watch these teams that I'm pulling for try to get to the Final Four?
Well, in the Eastern Conference, it's got to be the Brooklyn Nets are definitely that dark horse that nobody wants to play, because who in their right mind wants to try to come up with a game plan to stop Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving? Yeah, you can go out and say, well, they're not going to score 100 combined points, but they could. And you look at Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, they're 2 of the best offensive talents of this generation. So them combining for 100 points in a game it's not out of question. Will it happen? Probably not. But I certainly don't want to see the Brooklyn Nets if I was a coach of another Eastern Conference playoff team. So I think the Nets are definitely the dark horse in the Eastern Conference, playing the 2-seeded Boston Celtics, who, again, they're a team that's been slept on, and they could even be considered dark horse, even though they're the 2-seed in the East. So that's definitely going to be competitive. Out in the Western Conference, I look at the Minnesota Timberwolves, another 7th seed, and I say to myself, this is a team that plays with a lot of energy, and they have one of the best scoring trios in the league in Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, and D'Angelo Russell. They're going up against the Memphis Grizzlies, who are a powerhouse in their own right. They're a fantastic team, but keep an eye on that series, because I don't think this is going to be a series that Memphis coasts to a sweep or a 5-game win. I think this is going to be a 6 or 7 game series that Minnesota is going to give it their all. Will they win the series? I don't know. That's yet to be seen. I'm not a fortune teller. I can't tell you whether or not Minnesota is going to win this series, but I think they match up really well against Memphis. They have a handful of experienced players on their team, and they play really hard on both ends of the court. So I think that they're really going to give Memphis a run for their money. If Memphis loses that 2-seed, 7-seed matchup and Minnesota advances to the Western Conference semifinals, who knows? They'll go up against the winner of the Golden State Warriors and Denver Nuggets, and maybe they'll pull an upset there. But I think that Minnesota is definitely the dark horse team in the Western Conference this year, only because of their matchup and how hard that they play.
There's a reason why I turn to Brett Siegel for all my NBA advice and previews and breakdowns, because he's one of the best out there. You can follow him on Twitter at Brett Siegel, SIEGEL NBA, at Brett Siegel NBA on Twitter. You could find him all over, including at SI Now, because he's part of their crew that covers basketball. SI Fast Break Now is where you can find him as well. Brett, it's basketball season, brother. Thank you so much for joining me.
Absolutely, Rich. I hope you have a good one and enjoy the games over the weekend.
All right, we'll continue with you. This is CBS Sports Radio.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Mathurin between the rings. Over for Kriisa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Kriisa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for 2. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
4th down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain. Loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Coloco, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry. Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Coloco, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins. Throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three. Blocked again by Coloco. Ballo grabs it. It's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way. Out to Tabellas. Down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments for the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball. Down by 11, 3 have to go. Steal by Coloco. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Coloco, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his 3rd foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Coloco looked like what, driving down that was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Coloco screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Coloco. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline.
We continue with you here on CBS Sports Radio. Rich Herrera sitting in tonight across the country. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. USFL. I remember as a kid watching the USFL. Well, the USFL is reborn, getting ready to begin play. So I've got a special treat for you. I want to know more about the USFL, the new reconstituted USFL. So we're going to round out to our guest hotline. Joining us right now, number 1 wide receiver for the New Orleans Breakers, Sean Poindexter, our guest here on CBS Sports Radio. Sean, thank you for joining us. How has it been? How's camp been? Tell me what things are like down in Birmingham.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. Things have been good. We've just been going through a traditional camp, just practice every day, walk through every day, dialing in, getting on the same page with our quarterbacks or tight ends. Right now they have us staying in the Sheraton where, they're providing our housing, they're providing our meals and whatnot. So I think they did a really good job by making this as professional as possible, my time in San Fran, compared to my time here, they're doing a lot of the same things. Granted, it's not the exact same, but they're doing the best they can to take care of us. So right now I have no complaints, and I'm happy to see where this thing goes.
How exciting is it to be part of something brand new? We all remember the USFL and Doug Flutie and Herschel Walker and the Generals and all those great teams. I mean, Steve Young played in this league, but this reconstituted USFL, they're familiar names, familiar jerseys, familiar franchises and cities, but this is all starting from scratch. What's this been like?
It's been pretty exciting to see everything just come together, see a lot of guys around me get another opportunity and shot in the league, whether it's injury overlooked, just no game film, whatever the case may be. It's exciting to see everybody get another opportunity, everyone come together, continue to work to reach their goals at trying to be the best professional football player they could possibly be. So I think there's a lot of great energy around here, a lot of happy people, so it's been fun.
Sean Poindexter joining us right now, number 1 of the New Orleans Breakers, wide receiver, had been in camp with the San Francisco 49ers, but I think your story is it probably more similar or less similar than a lot of guys that are getting an opportunity to play in the USFL? Like you just mentioned, Maybe it was guys that didn't get an opportunity, don't have enough tape, had an injury, like you did when you were in camp with the 49ers, that are now getting another opportunity to show people they can play professional football. Talk to us about your journey that led you from the University of Arizona in Tucson to the USFL.
Yeah, man, it's just been a blessing, this entire journey. It's obviously comes with its trials and whatnot, but it's been a blessing just to be able to continue to play football, continue to showcase the talent, that God's given me. It's not the easiest situation, but, I look around and I see a lot of guys that are going through the same thing as I am, and I've, read a lot of stories and seen a lot of stories of guys that have been in my shoes and have taken advantage of this opportunity. So I'm just going to do the best I can to continue to walk through doors that God opens for me. So,
because for those that might not be familiar, when you come out of Arizona, get an opportunity with the 49ers, you're doing really well. It looks like you're going to make the team. A devastating injury, and you find yourself going, what's next? When you have that and you're so close to realizing your dream of playing on the next level, and that goes away, and then you get another opportunity, what's this like for you? How much more do you appreciate it? How much more, how hungry are you for this? Because now you're getting a second bite at the apple.
Man, it was hard last year, being my first year, just really, at home working out, not playing for anybody, just watching other guys, have success on the field, just kind of motivated me to keep going, keep pushing forward, because, I know I can still play. I know I still have it in me. It's just about, staying healthy and stuff. So it just, kept me focused, kept me going, kept the drive there, and just didn't allow me to quit. Obviously, like you said, I dealt with certain injuries and stuff like that, but just can't continue to hold on to those things. Just work to be better each and every day, and put my best foot forward and see what's next. So
we all love a comeback story. We all love an underdog story. We all love guys that just won't quit and won't take no for an answer, and they keep grinding, they keep grinding, they keep grinding. That's what I think of Doug Flutie, who was told too small to play out of college, went to the CFL, had to bang his way around, and he's one that took this path to get back into the National Football League. You look at Warren Moon, didn't make it out of Washington, had to go to the CFL. There's lots of folks that have been told their entire life, no, but they don't give up. Talk to us about the mindset of this league, of the players, and these stories of guys going, you're going to have to rip this uniform and this helmet off of me because I'm going to keep going as long as I can. And I don't care if anybody else doesn't believe me. I believe myself, and I'm going to make it.
Yeah, no, I see that in a lot of guys that are here. Our quarterback, Kyle Sloter, he's, been a guy that's always been a backup to other people, but he's got the ability to play some ball. So he's got that mindset that, hey, I'm going to do what I can to get some tape this year and to continue to, try and put what I can out there so teams will give him an opportunity to actually come in and play. We got a great receiving core, kid like Jay Adams. Kid plays above the rim, and, he got in a little bit of trouble, but he continues to, press forward. Same with Johnny Dixon and Chad, all of them. Got a lot of great guys here and a lot of really, really talented football players, that I'm looking around like I've seen, guys in the league that can't do some of the things that they're doing. So it's just all about having that belief in self, and belief in that, if this is where you're being called, then, step in it fully and give it all you got. Because, we're only young for so long, and we can only play the sport for so long. So we might as well take advantage of the time that we have, because we have the rest of our lives to, work other jobs and make money elsewhere. So we might as well continue to pursue this and have fun doing something you love.
Talk about the coaching staff. We're talking with Sean Poindexter, number one, University of Arizona Wildcat alum, number one for the New Orleans Breakers of the new USFL. Talk about the coaches, because there are some named coaches, and there are some people that can teach. There are some people that can coach you up, and there are some coaches in this league that know how to get you to that next level.
Yeah, so Larry Fedora, real good coach, real solid guy. He pushes us to be the best version of ourselves, also takes care of us, understands that we're pros, and got a lot of knowledge of the game. Noel Mazzoni, real well-known guy. He's been around football for a long time, spent some time with him at Arizona, which is nice. So I kind of have an understanding for his offensive system and whatnot and his schemes. So he knows what he's talking about, and his offense, it's cool to see it expand compared to what it was at Arizona. We didn't really get to open up a lot of the things that we're doing now, so it's cool to see that kind of stuff. And then my position coach, Pat Washington, great guy, has been around a lot of great players, coached Peyton Manning in Tennessee, a lot of great receivers as well. So knows a lot about the game, and you can just hear it. It's old school coaching, but it's like they know what they're talking about. So it's good to be around those kind of guys, and it's good to be around guys that have been in the professional league, the NFL, and stuff like that. So, we're not just getting some Joe Schmo on the side of the road,
Absolutely. Sean Poindexter joining us right now from the New Orleans Breakers of the USFL as they get ready to begin their season. For you, the second opportunity, how do you feel? How was the knee? How are you performing? How close are you to being to that level that you want to be, that you know you can get to?
I'm working every day to continue to get back to myself. The knee is great. Just, not playing on an actual football field and just running routes for a little over a year and a half is, you got some kinks to work out, but it's coming along. It's coming along great. Just getting back into, the football swing of things. So I'm excited. My body's a little sore now. I haven't really been hitting anybody, but it's good. It's good. And I will be back to normal as far as, what I bring on the field any day here, It's just going to take a little bit of time.
What did you miss the most in your time? What did you miss the most in your time away until this opportunity presented itself?
Dang, that's a great question. What did I miss the most? I would say just the camaraderie with, the brothers and getting out there and just playing football, man. There's something special about suiting up in pads with your boys and you're just going out there to play some football. And, you're going up against another team. It's grown men on grown men, and, you just can't really compare that to anything else. So I think I just miss suiting up with the boys and getting after people.
Again, you had success in the Pac-12 at Arizona. Now you have this opportunity to play once again. Now, here's the big question. Whenever I talk to anybody about the USFL or there's new leagues that start up, first thing people always want to ask is, what is the quality of play going to be like? So as I look at this, Sean, help me break this down for our listeners around the country. Again, we're talking with Sean Poindexter of the New Orleans Breakers, newly minted New Orleans Breakers of the USFL as they get ready to begin their season. I've seen leagues before, and I always marvel because I walk in like, okay, what's this going to be like? The play is usually better than college. The speed is a little bit quicker than college because, again, once you go and you get the best college players, they're going to take a jump up from what we see from an average college game for Power 5 conference. Not quite the National Football League. It's that little space in the middle that I'm predicting the USFL is going to have play. So we're going to have some good players. We're going to have some players that need to work on consistency, and we're going to work on players that are wanting to get to that next level. Am I missing this, or am I kind of hitting that sweet spot of what we're going to see in the USFL?
No, you hit the nail on the head, man. There's a lot of, like I said, really talented players, a lot of guys that were in the league. There's also a lot of guys that, still have to develop their game. But, yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think you're going to see a lot of really talented people, and you're going to see a lot of people that, have some work to do. But nonetheless, it should be some good football, broadcasted on Saturday, Sunday this year. So,
well, absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, is there anything I missed that I need to know about the USFL before I run out and buy myself a New Orleans Breakers hat to root for you?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a betting man, put your money on the Breakers. That's one thing I can say.
There you go.
Man, put your money on the Breakers.
All right, I like that. Hey, Sean, it's been great catching up with you. I think that folks are going to be pleasantly surprised what they see when your team takes the field, the New Orleans Breakers. And again, everybody's going to be headquartered down in Birmingham. That's how they're going to start the league. We'll watch it on television. And then I'd love to catch up with you throughout the season to see how things go.
Okay, yeah, sounds great. I appreciate you having me on the show, man.
All right, Absolutely. Yeah. Sean, thank you so much. Sean Poindexter joining us here for the New Orleans Breakers. We'll continue with you. This is CBS Sports Radio.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Mathurin between the rings. Over for Krisa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Krisa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. It is good. Backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down that was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Mathurin with the ball for the Wildcats. Mathurin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Mathurin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Mathurin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's a huge shot for Ben Mathurin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Mathurin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps up in the pocket. The Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
No, you don't. Ooh, that sounds good though.
Some burgers right now.
A burger? Doesn't sound good?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
You jinxed me last night.
Oh, no. What happened?
Yeah, turn this down. You're hurting my ears. What are you doing? You're not paying attention?
No, I'm paying.
I'm going to go make burgers and make fun of you. No. Last night I went home. I told you I was going to barbecue.
Right.
And I talked about putting butter on. So butter got on the grill and then just burned my steak beyond recognition. Thanks a lot, Dragon Ball.
Oh, that wasn't my fault.
That was 100% your fault.
That.
Time for the big stories of the day here on Wildcats Radio 1290. First of all, we've had a pretty amazing show today. In fact, we're going to have our Wildcat replay will be Bob Elliott talking about Fred Snowden, who broke the color barrier in college coaching, college basketball coaching here at the University of Arizona. And I thought it was just appropriate on Jackie Robinson Day that we talk about our pioneer here at the University of Arizona and what that meant. We also had Jerry Hairston Jr. If you're a Dodger fan, you know who he is. He's a Dodger broadcaster. He's going to be on with me tonight on CBS. You talk.
Again, we got Jerry Hairston.
Sorry, I had to sneeze.
I wasn't sure if you were yawning or sneezing.
No, I was sneezing.
On that
my allergies killing me today. Just like yesterday. So anyway, we had him on. His grandfather played in the Negro Leagues.
Right.
And was the first African-American to play for the Chicago White Sox. He only played one game. And then went back and then was sent back out. But listening to him tell the story of his grandfather and the grace that his grandfather had was something special. Are we going to post that?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll post
that. It's a great interview. It was fun. Sean Poindexter will make his debut this weekend for the in the USFL, which is tomorrow. So that was cool to have him on the show. And then, of course, NBA playoffs are going on as well. So those are all the big stories of the day. Of course, Dragon Ball is a little upset because he wanted more of the play-in games.
No, I want less of this garbage play-in nonsense. I mean,
you're mad because the Lakers aren't in it.
Well, no, I could care less about the Lakers. I'm a Suns fan through and through, so I enjoy the fact that the Lakers didn't make it in.
Do we figure out what we're betting yet?
Probably we'll just have to do the meal. I'm probably going to just stick to that as the safe bet.
Okay.
How about this?
Whoever goes further, my W's versus your Suns.
Yeah, whoever goes further will buy the meal, but
are we going to eat together or are we just buying a meal and then
Here's my thought, because again, the Suns are the 1,
right.
The Warriors are the 2. So, my mindset is this. If it ends up getting to a point where it's the 1 versus the 2 seed in the Western Conference Finals.
No, so the Dubs are 3.
Are the Dubs?
They fell down to 3.
Oh, that's right. Yes, the Grizzlies were the 2 seed now.
Right. So now you have an opportunity. They can meet.
Yep, they can meet early.
Whoever goes further.
The
other person buys them a meal.
A
reasonably priced meal.
Yes. Reasonably priced.
Reasonably priced. So you'll be taking me to Mr. On's?
Maybe the Great Wall.
There's a difference between the two.
I mean, but that's just.
All right, anyway, listen, enough of our nonsense. Go ahead. Tell me why you hate the playing game. You got 30 seconds.
I just don't. Look, it doesn't matter because the difference between the 7 and the 8 teams, between the 9 and the 10, is always going to be significant, especially when you look at playoff teams right now. Like, again, watching how the Cleveland Cavaliers right now are playing against the Hawks, you can tell that the Cleveland team is a playoff caliber team. The Hawks are not a playoff caliber team
But
this year.
doesn't it give the people in Atlanta a reason to get excited?
They get excited about enough as it is.
They did win a World Series, never won a Super Bowl. They did win the World Series.
They won the national championship also when you consider the Georgia Bulldogs.
Ah, to heck with them then. You're right.
So
let's get rid of it. All right, let's do this.
I can't stand it because
you know what?
they're trying
this might
so
be a
much
segment
to be
tonight on the network.
Yeah, they're trying to be so much like the college tournament. They're trying to be more like the March Madness because, let's be honest, the NBA playoffs have been lackluster.
Can you hurry up? I got stuff to give away.
It's just that they've been lackluster.
I love
like
the
March
passion
Madness.
for this.
They're trying to be like March Madness when they're clearly.
You want to be
not.
a guest tonight on CBS Sports Radio?
If I'm up and I have the capability to give you a call, I'll see about giving you a call.
You might not get in.
Probably not.
The call screeners at the network are much tougher than they are on this radio show.
I got call screeners.
Get to work. We're going to give away a $25 gift card courtesy of our friends at Modelo Especial. Modelo Especial right now. We'll take caller number 10.
Caller number 10, yep.
In honor of the 10th seeded Hawks.
I think they were the 10th
love the
seed,
play-in game. Caller number 10 right now, 520-848-1290, 520. See, even if I just touch it like that, it's still...
It echoes through the wood. That's your problem.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Caller number 10, you win a $25 gift card, courtesy of Modelo Especial. All right, coming up, our Wildcat Rewind, Bob Elliott. This is really good stuff. That's next here on 1290.